Hey, how y'all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today, we're going to have a Talwar day. Talwar day, people. I told you I was going to bring out some of my old ones. And this is my collection of Talwars. Over here, these are all CTS-XHP Talwars. These down here are all my Oz8 Talwars. And these are all the new ones. All the new GSM Cold Steel Talwars. All these other ones are original company Talwars. These are the two that were my first GSM Talwars that I've made lots of videos about. And this one is one that still goes into lock blade mode. This is the one that I repaired by putting in or fixed the issue by putting in a bigger stop pin. The same size stop pin as all these other ones use. All these other ones use a 6.2 millimeter stop pin. 6.22 or 6, it's like in between 6.19 and 6.22 millimeters thick. Let me just show you. That's the easier way to do it. Show you what I'm measuring so you know what I'm talking about. This is the stop pin right here. And this is the one that goes into lock blade mode. That time I didn't do it. Make sure this is the right one. Oh no, this is the serrated one. This is the one that I fixed. I'm shaking it because the original ones I bought don't have any rattle. Not like the new, this is the new one. We're going to fix that tonight, people. But the original ones didn't have rattle, but it did go into lock blade mode. Here we go. Now see how it sinks down a whole lot? It sinks down because the stop pin is too small. The stop pin should be bigger. If the stop pin was bigger, it wouldn't sink down like that. So if you ever have a cold steel that sinks down a lot, it's because the stop pin should be probably a little bit bigger. And now it's going to be hard to close. See, I can't close it. I'm using a lot of pressure, people. The only way you close it is you got to put it against the table. That's what I call fixed blade mode. Fixed blade mode. That's my definition of fixed blade mode. When you can't close it with your fingers, you have to put it against the edge of a table or something sturdy or strong, and then push on the lock bar where you're supposed to be able to push it down with your thumb in order to close it. You shouldn't have to do that, people. And the only reason why it happens like that is because the fitment's bad. And what's bad about the fitment, the parts are perfectly fine. It's just that this part right here is the wrong size part for this knife. These knives are made exactly like all the new ones. The blades are exactly the same. I've measured everything, people. The blades are exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the sharpening choil. But other than the sharpening choil, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. I did on this one. This one goes into lock blade mode too, because this is the one I cannibalized to fix the other one. But see how the sharpening choil is on this one, the old one? Where it was blunted out a little bit. The sharpening choil on this one is a real sharpening choil. This is the new style. This is the old style. I like the new style better, people. I like it having a real sharpening choil. Okay, now this one I can't close now too because this one has the smaller stop pin in it. The size of this stop pin is 5.97 millimeters thick. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. Let's see what we got. The battery in this is going out, so sometimes it gives a real accurate reading, sometimes it doesn't, people. I need to get a new battery for it. But it'll still show you the size difference. So let me see. It's saying it's 5.91. It's actually a 5.97, so it's off a little bit. But it's saying it's 5.91. That shows you that's like a 5.9 millimeter, whatever. And this one is the same size. That's the size of stop pin. And these old, and this one and the first ones that came out that they put in them, that would cause the lock blade, cause it to go in the lock blade mode. Oh, when it would go in the lock blade mode is when you open it soft. I was thinking it was when you open it hard. When you open it soft. There, now it's in lock blade mode. When you open it hard, it wouldn't go into lock blade mode. But that time it did. One thing though, you know, if you had to use this for a self-defense knife in a combat situation, you would have a folding fixed blade. You would have a folding fixed blade, people. But you know what? I'm just going to keep it like that because that's part of the first generation of these. You know, so it sort of makes it even more collectible that it actually has the flaw. Has the flaw from the first generation of the Talwars. So, you know, this is something, it's like always like a little piece of, you know, the Cold Steel history I could talk about when they first turned over to GSM. And GSM brought back the Talwars. The Talwars when they were bringing back these knives, it was like Stickman made a YouTube video asking people, the Cold Steel fans, which knives that they would most want to come back. And you know what I said? Talwar. I want the Talwars, the holdouts, and XL and the XL Recon ones. I think that's what I said. But this is a CTS-XHP one that had to cannibalize the stop pin out of it in order to fix this one. That's the reason why this one goes in lock blade mode, because it has the stop pin from the first generation. This one has a stop pin from this one. And it's my serrated one that you guys seen. So you all know that this works perfect. But when you have the right size stop pins in these, that's all it is stop pin size, people. But on the new one, though, I noticed that they did something different. This one still has the same size stop pin. Let me show you. Okay. Let's see, just so you guys can see. .98. 5.98. Slightly bigger, but not really bigger. So that tells me that they did something else. I don't know if they made the lock bar, you know, the lock bar could be extended. It could be made, you know, a little bit differently. The lock bar in this one and this one is exactly the same. The blade dimensions exactly the same. The handle where all the holes are for the handle that hold all the little pins and stuff are exactly the same. You could put the handles together and you can see through the holes. And the same thing for the blades. You can put the blades together and you can see through the holes. Everything lines up perfectly. So these the GSM models and the what do you call it, the CTS-XHP models were exactly the same, except for that they had the different labeling and they had a real sharpening choil. And they made the mistake of putting in a smaller stop pin because all these other pins are exactly the same as the CTS-XHP. These are like 3.96 millimeter stick, the pivot pin. And the front ones and these are like 6.22 and the center pin is like 3.96 or something like that. And it's the same in these. These are the same size. The only difference is that the front pins, these two pins are 5.97 and they should be 6.22. Because everything else is just like these. So it should be made like, it should have the same size pins as these for the first generation. Now this one's different. This one's different because everything lines up perfectly. Everything lines up, perfectly flush with everything. And it's fast. Oh, I love this one. I haven't taken this one apart yet, people. The only thing different is that this makes noise. The stop pin in it makes a lot of noise. It rattles real bad. And it's because I looked at it, and it's because it almost looks like you could put a real thin washer, or like a phosphorus bronze washer or something like that in there, and it can take up the space that it needs to take up, because it's like the thickness of the walls needs to be a little bit wider. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe they put a little bit wider backspacer in it or something, but something's a little bit wider. And that's the reason why that front pin fits loose like that. That's what I think anyway. We're going to take it apart. We're going to take it apart, people. I know this is a long video. Let me let you look at all these other ones first real quick. This is a lock blade mode, so I'm not gonna mess with that one. This one is the serrated one. That's my new one I've been carrying. It still hasn't won my heart though, because I don't know. It sort of bums me out that I had to sacrifice this one to make this one. This is a CTS-XHP knife. And I'm probably going to go ahead and put it back to the way it was, swap all these parts back into this one, because I'd rather have this one be the way it was, because these are all collectible now. All these CTS-XHP ones, they're all collectible, people. And so I don't even use these anymore. The ones I use are are the new ones, the ones with the Japanese AUS-10A. And this is the new one. And it works perfectly. It works perfectly. I love the way the Talwar feels, people. The Talwar feels so much lighter than all the other mega folders that are this big. They're like super big, and to me this is a big knife, people. I don't need a knife bigger than this for a folding knife. This is big, and to me it's like a good size of big, because it's intimidating. That's why I wanted a big knife. I wanted it to be intimidating. I want to practice the art of fighting without fighting. I just want to scare away the enemies, the people who want to attack me and rob me or whatever, mug me or whatever. Pull this out and make them think twice. That's what I say. So I want my folder to be intimidating. I like it to be flashy because, at night, that light hits that, that flashy blade, and they say, oh shit, I know that's steel. Oh, excuse my French, people. Excuse my French. I love this one though. The Talwar is my favorite because it's light, but it looks big. It looks like a big knife, but it's really pretty slim. 3.8 millimeters thick. But the blade stock is a full flat ground stock. But the tip is still pretty thick though. It's still, pretty strong looking tip. And these wave nicely out your pocket. And you got 3 grips. You got the forward grip, you got the middle grip, and you got the rear grip. So you can extend your reach, bring it in a little bit more security in the middle, or be all the way in the forward. Forward is more like your utility grip too. I love it. And you can even choke up on this one because you got enough room to choke up on it if you want to do some detailed work. This is not really this is a fighter, people. This is not really meant to be any kind of wood crafter or any kind of knife like that. This knife is meant to save your life from bad people or big wild animals or something. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I always got the little ones too, because the little ones I could carry legally in the city that I live in. We don't, this is California, so, you can carry there is no limit on the size of a folder that you can carry, but all the different towns and townships and everything else, you know, especially if you live in a city with like over millions of people in it, they will always have blade length rules. So it's one of the things that you need to know about all the little different areas that you might live in. But on the highway, if you get on the highway, though, there is no rules. Then you got to go by the state rules. Love it. Love it. I've been carrying this one a lot. This is my new one with the S35VN blade steel. And this one I carry a lot, people. This one goes to work with me a lot. This one gets used a lot. It's one of my everyday users. But that's the reason why I've always liked these, though, because I like the blades, because these blades are good for everything. You know, they're more than just a self-defense blade, you know, especially when you get the smaller knife. This knife is a great hunting knife, you know, be good for, you know, fishing. I use it for, you know, filleting fish when I go, you know, filleting cut bait and stuff like that. I use these things for everything. I always keep my knives clean, people. After I get done using them, I keep them clean. Because if you don't, that's when you have to deal with corrosion and all that other crap, where stuff gets stuck to it and it gets hard to clean. It's always easy to clean things after you use them. That's my recommendation. Next up, let's go into the CTS-XHP ones real quick. These are my serrated ones. And a lot of you in the know are going to say, wait a minute, they didn't make any models like that. They didn't make that model. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Well, you're right. They didn't, but I did. What did I do? What you see me do with other knives. I swapped the handle scales. Swap the handle scales, people. That's right. I made a black. This one came with green handle scales. These handle scales. And this one came with the black handle scales. It was black. It was a black plain, on black serrated one. They didn't have the green ones. You're only able to get them with the black handles. And so I wanted to make an all black set of these. And when I got these. And so I said, I can just swap the handles over here with the ones I already have. Because I had the plain, they look like these. I had the plain edge blade and the serrated edge blade set. A matching set. And so then I swapped them. This is a DLC set that I told you I had. This is my serrated set. This set has been carried a lot, and so has this set. But I didn't carry the set to the point where I wore them out, though. I just carried them every once in a while because I just really like these. I got these two sets to use. I didn't get them to collect or to sell later on, and I'm probably not going to sell them, people. These are all knives I'm going to keep. The Talwars are Talwars I love, are knives I love, especially these because I can't replace these. Not in the condition that these are in. Anyway, this is my XL serrated CTS-XHP. Same thing, swap the handle scales. Absolutely love these people. These to me are the ultimate Talwars. I like the new S35VN ones, but the CTS-XHP ones from the original company, these are the creme de la creme for when you're talking about the G10 Talwars to me. Now I know that they're bringing back CTS-XHP, people. They're bringing back CTS-XHP. They're gonna have the Recon XL coming up. Absolutely love these. And these are perfect. These two sets right here that you see, they're perfect, people. The same thing for this set. This set, it's just I had to mess that one up to make this one perfect. I'm gonna make all my CTS-XHP ones perfect again. And so I have to return the plain edge XL back to its original form. All right. Absolutely love these people. Now, last but not least, you guys saw that one. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to spend the time of trying to close it. But anyway, let's go on to the Oz 8s. Well, I want to do this one last. Do that one last. This is a set that I didn't use. This was a collector set of Oz 8s. This set is like brand new. It's never been used or carried. I don't even know if I can flick it hard. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can. That's a collector set. I got that just to collect because these were my users. Now, I always tell you guys I cannibalized this one to fix this one. I was wrong. I was wrong. I've been saying that for a long time, and I've been wrong. I never cannibalized this one. This is the collector one. And I think the reason why I didn't cannibalize it is because I only had one collector set of Oz 8s. Whereas I got a lot of CTS-XHP sets. That's my Oz 8. I bought these when these first came out, people. This is old. The CTS-XHP ones are old too, because those were all bought when they first came out. This one's smoother though. I don't know, the Oz 8 ones are just like smooth. They were smoother than the CTS-XHP ones, people. See, this one's an unused one. That's an unused one. Okay, now you're going to see what the used ones look like. These are the ones I still carry. I just love these knives so much. I still carry them, people. Not since I've got this one, though. This one, when I got this one, I stopped carrying this one. I got to admit to it. But this one I've been carrying for years. Absolutely love these. Love them. The Oz 8 ones are probably my most used ones, people. You can tell by just looking at them that they're the most used. They've been polished and stuff like that. And these have been polished because they've been scarred. I don't like keeping the scars of knives. I polish the scars out of knives. And sharpened and sharpened. Oz 8, you have to sharpen it a lot. It's easy to sharpen though. It's kind of, it's kind of relaxing too because it's not hard to sharpen. So you don't have to use diamond stones. You can just use regular, regular whetstones or whatever, or Arkansas stones or whatever. And this one is the king. This one has been everywhere with me, people. I absolutely love this one. This one is the king. That's the king. I got the new serrated one and I fixed it, but I still carried this one all the time. I love this one, people. Like when I go on big motorcycle rides or something like that. This is the knife I always want to carry. Oh, everybody knows I carry this one too. Oh, man. I love my Talwar. This one is awesome. Awesome, people. Beautiful knife. When these get broken in, they're just so smooth. And this one is like, this was like one of the original Talwars with the G10 handles. So whenever they first started making them, that's when I bought this one. This one and this one, all these were all original knives. And this one, you can see I've been all through it. I've polished everything. This one's been polished for basically for performance. The inside of it's all polished. I love it, people. All right, people. Well, that's that. Let's take this apart real quick. You know what? Let's make another video because I know that was long. So let's go ahead and stop this. I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make a part 2. And part 2, we're gonna take this apart. I'm gonna clear the table, and we're just gonna have this on the table, and we're gonna take it apart and see what it looks like on the inside. Peace out, Stiletto.